Hi everyone, and welcome to this video on how to install Python. By default, macOS comes with Python installed. This version of Python is managed by Apple. We could use it, but it's preferred to download and install the latest version from Python's website. On macOS Ventura, you can't check the default installation via the terminal. Press Command plus Spacebar to bring up the Spotlight search and type terminal to look it up. And press Return to run the terminal, or you can click to open if you prefer mouse or trackpad. At the terminal prompt, type Python 3, space, -- version, and press Return. Checking for version is a quick way to confirm that Python is installed and properly set up. If you have a newly built macOS like we do, you'll get a pop-up asking you to install command line developer tools. We don't need to worry about this. Click Cancel to dismiss the pop-up. We can also check the location of Python's executable binary using the where command. Now open Safari and go to python.org. Go to macOS page from the download menu and click on latest Python 3 release link at the top, which will bring up the web page with information related to that particular release. Scroll all the way down to Files section and click on macOS installer file to download. Once the download completes, run the installer from Downloads folder. The installation is pretty straightforward. Keep clicking Continue, and click Agree on License Agreement pop-up. Clicking on the install will prompt you for admin password. Type in, and click Install Software. When the installation begins, you will be prompted for Downloads folder access. Click OK to continue. As the installation completes, the Python's folder within Applications will be opened. And when you close the installation wizard, you will be given options to keep the installer file. We don't technically need it. Feel free to keep it if you prefer. Switch to terminal and verify that Python has been indeed properly installed by typing in Python 3 space -- version. Seems like we need to close and reopen the terminal. There we go. Before we move on to the next section of the video, let's quickly touch base on something called IDLE. Basically stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. IDLE gets installed as part of Python's installer package, located at Python's folder within Applications. It does have some notable features, but for now you can look at it as text editor integrated with Python, where you can quickly test Python codes like the print hello world for example. Print function in Python is used to print data to the console. We'll get into the details as we progress through. All looks good, and you're now ready to start programming with Python on macOS. Now let's set up a PC with Windows 11 for programming with Python. There are few ways you can install Python on Windows 11. You can download the installer from Python's website and follow through the installation wizard, or you could configure a WSL, Windows subsystem for Linux, and install it via the command line interface of Linux. We'll be exploring WSL in detail in our future tutorial series when we look into web development with Python. Of all the different ways, the easiest approach would be installing it via Microsoft Store. Bring up the Start menu by pressing the Windows key, and type Terminal to search. The Terminal app will be highlighted within the search result. Press the Enter key to open up Windows Terminal. Similar to macOS and Linux, Windows Terminal also comes with command completion feature. Type few letter in Python like py and press tab to invoke command completion. Now put a space and type -- version, and press Enter. You'll get an error which basically says if you run python.exe without -- version, system will take you to Microsoft Store page of latest Python installer. This is done through a feature called App Execution Aliases, which was introduced in Windows 10. Checking for the version is a quick way to verify Python installation. So let's type in python.exe and hit Enter, which will open up Microsoft Store page for latest Python. Click the Get button on the left pane of the store to download and install Python. When it's done, close Microsoft Store and switch back to Windows Terminal. Then type python.exe space -- version at the terminal prompt, and press Enter to verify Python installation. Installing Python from the Microsoft Store will give you the same features and functionality as installing Python from the Python website. Additionally, it will handle setting up of environment path for current user, and also provide automatic updates. Now let's look at IDLE, the integrated development and learning environment that gets installed along with Python. It's a text editor integrated with Python interpreter, where you can quickly test Python code. Type print hello world and press enter. Make sure that hello world is in between parentheses and double quote. Hello world is a simple program that is used to illustrate the basic syntax of a programming language. It's more of a sacred way to getting started with any programming language. You have just scratched the surface and ready to dig deeper. We'll be posting new videos every 2 weeks, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Linux is a free and open source operating system based on Unix, and Ubuntu is one of the most popular and beginner-friendly Linux distributions. If you have the latest Ubuntu, you don't technically need to do anything else. Python comes installed by default. Press the super key to bring up the activities overview. Super key would be Command key on Apple keyboard, Windows key on Windows-based keyboard, and magnifying glass key on Chromebook. Type terminal to search and open up the terminal. Type in Python -- version to verify Python installation. Running Python 3 without the version argument will activate the interactive mode of Python interpreter. Call the exit function to return to terminal prompt. Something that might not come installed by default is Python's idle integrated development and learning environment. Within the terminal, run sudo apt install idle3. Type in your password and follow through the installation. Verify idle is properly installed by running it. Type idle and press enter. You can press tab key for command completion. Within idle, run print hello world, a simple way to illustrate the basic syntax of Python. Similar to the interactive mode, you call exit function to terminate idle. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. We'll be posting new videos every 2 weeks, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. We appreciate your support. Thanks again for watching.